The car service at the airport is 600 shekels. So I think it's 600.
It's like 100, 200.
What time is it?
Monday, I gotta go at 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's, I pay for my money, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Broadcast info.
But let me know if you want to
I have
drive.
guitars, I have 2 cents of guitars.
I'll give you there's a driver, a group of drivers, like how much you guys to come. Good night for that. I should have the group. No, tell me when.
Monday, whatever. I'll do it Sunday. Did you go first? No. I'm going with
away from but you only have to really quick.
So we'll use Yoni. We're going to use Yoni. Use Yoni.
Don't use Yoni. Ask him for a number. And it's a walk here. It's a ferry.
Yeah. Good. Yo, the main barriers is down. We got a tank, we got a apartment, we got everything.
Oh, hello, Rev Avshi. This is a nephew, 16, name of Benji. If it's all right, if you can see it. All right. I'll be in this room here, okay? That's all right.
There we go.
Why don't you say the same thing to Sam?
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, I'm not the person you're going to use.
I like to go outside, you know? They do it outside. Like, I would like to go on.
After shit.
Go on, put it on the WhatsApp.
If you want to re-record it before you go, you
Put the link on WhatsApp. No, I gotta go. Actually, I gotta go to laser.
Laser list.
Yeah, no, I have one piece that I can't record. I don't have one piece.
Wouldn't even pick it up.
Okay.
It's laser's house. So I gotta go to laser's house. What time is it?
You guys ready?
Yeah. I don't like to ask for money, but
Yeah, afterwards I'll come up to the house afterwards.
Oh, perfect.
I'll walk into
So the way it's rolling, it's on.
I don't know.
Turn the
You
camera
know how
out.
to act here.
Turn the
my
camera out.
boy.
No, the camera's on me now.
Turn the camera around. No.
Oh, everybody.
This is just
to the
a
show.
camera. It's a waste of qualities. Is it?
I know this camera is the phone is for the camera, so I don't know how to do it yet.
Is it Instagram?
Okay.
No, that's off camera.
So put it on.
Oh, if it works. Okay, it's actually 30 seconds behind. That's how it works. But yeah,
That's it. 30 seconds.
quick turn. I don't. They want it on. It's recording as well. I think it's as well. It's on. Recording. It's recording and saving. I think at the same time.
Oh, you can edit it. I can edit it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Is that good like that?
why is it here? Oh, it's.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be annoying. We can hear ourselves in 30 seconds.
No, you're not into this song.
No, it's just testing it out.
Okay. This book is called Sefer Chinuch. Benjamin, we're gonna introduce them the Sefer Chinuch. This is the book that goes through the mitzvot, goes through the mitzvot of the Torah, and explaining the mitzvot of the Torah. Today we're holding in mitzvah 120. Mitzvat korban bedin im te'u b'ora. So many of the mitzvahs we don't have today. So that's my wife. Hello.
Get out to your right.
Yeah. What's up? Okay. Usually you could finagle with them. Say with a little
Don't press. Just make it a block.
You don't have any cash over there?
This is the I also had a problem.
And no, not in the back.
You gotta
Let's
shut
have
it off.
small
You gotta
shit,
shut it off.
So you'll show the like line, more like behind the plan.
Yeah. You gotta fix it. You didn't make it. Once you let my guitar is the same price.
Yeah.
Upstate. No.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let's go back to the business. Mr. 120.
Can I try some?
It's 120. We have judges. We have court systems. Could the judge be wrong? Could a court be wrong?
Mm-hmm.
What? Of course. The human being, as we know, this human being could always be wrong. Adam alula ta'uyot. It's something that a person has to know about himself. I am a opinion. People come to you with stories. This person did this and this and this and this, and they said it. Okay, one side of the story. Wait, let me see what the other side says. The other side comes in. Oh, you hear a total other side of the story. It's always so many opinions, so many sides. The human being, Adam alula ta'uyot, the person can make mistakes. Usually in groups, there's less of a chance of a mistake. A person by himself is more easy to fall into a lie. The person could fall into a certain lifestyle, certain things that he likes or doesn't like based on his nature. And even if it's wrong, but this is what I like. For a group, it's easier to fall into such a behavior. Groups normally get into do things out of decisions, out of intellect, it's a group. You could do things out of how you feel, but a group will never feel the same. The whole group feels the same.
Can't the whole group together do something really bad as well?
Could a whole group together?
No.
It is. It's so that if a group does something, it requires much more premeditation. It's much more difficult to do it. You're right. It will be more powerful. But as far as making a mistake, the chance of a group making a mistake are much less than a single person making a mistake. A single person can be driven by his ego. Look at people in arguments. Their ego drives them to up to like extreme positions where they can't back out of that position. A person can get into all kinds of mistakes. The group will. So now, what happens if Betin does get into a mistake? Not only that, the court system should be, who should be judges, who should be court? The elevated people that really study the law, care about the law, that care about truth, that care about honesty, that care about examining details, paying attention to making sure everyone's okay. Such people normally don't make mistakes. Especially in a group, but what do they do? So we know that since Hashem creates us and we are human beings, a human being can always make mistakes. Also, a group can make mistakes. And therefore, we have a special korban, a special sacrifice that's brought. The same way when a single person does a sin, so there's a korban chatas that he brings. If Beis Din does a mistake, there's a special korban that the court brings. Like it says in the pasuk, "V'im kol adat Yisrael yishku, v'ne'elam davar me'nei hakal." If the whole entire, how could it be that the whole entire nation will make a mistake? It can't be. What does it mean? It means that the court, which is the whole nation, they make a mistake. So that means this is a private mitzvah for Beis Din to bring a korban if they make a mistake. And this is a very simple mitzvah that we don't have today. We don't have today the court system that we have today. We don't have the Torah court system set up today with the real halachot. But we often learn from this something very, very deep and very humbling. How much a person has to be aware of his ability to make a mistake. A person has to be so aware of his ability to make mistakes. People could be so sure of who they are. You meet people in the world that have opinions, that have agendas. They're so sure. They're so certain. A person has to always know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm a human being. As long as I'm alive, I have to have that anava, that humility that I'm a creation. Only the creator of the world, only the only one can know for sure. A creation has to always examine himself and check again, check with another person. Never be sure, like, and you should know something, that if you do something in life and you're 100% sure that you're right, be very careful. Very careful. Because if you could only see that side, then maybe you're very, very right, or maybe you're very, very wrong. Always consider, always see, like, hey, wait, what if I did the opposite? Ask yourself these questions. Ask yourself these questions, that you should be driven to the right thing from the right thing. Let's continue. Mitzvah 121. What if a single person, by mistake, did an aver? A single person transgressed the law that he should not have. If a person does a chet b'shogeg, what is a shogeg? In the law today, what? Not on purpose. If you tell the cop today when he's driving down with your brand new Ferrari, you tell the cop that pulls you over for speeding, I don't know what the Ferrari you have to. I didn't know what the Ferrari you have to keep to the speed limit. I thought that was for regular cars. Once you get the Ferrari, then why'd you spend so much money on it if you can't go that fast? He's not going to care about your shitas. Not knowing the law does not exempt you. This is the law. See, I don't know the law. It doesn't make a difference if you don't know the law. To know that by Hashem, what is punishment? What does it mean, right? We study the Torah that if a person sins in a certain thing, he has this punishment. What does that mean? What does that feel like? Punishing God? What's going on with punishment? How does punishment work?
Get lashes.
Get lashes. Smash them up. Get lashes or get killed. There's certain things that a person does that they get killed for. The time of that.
You get part of the community.
What?
Certain things make part of the community as well.
There's certain things you pull out of the community? Like what? Right. What's the whole attitude of punishment? What does that mean? Consequences. Very interesting. So the consequence is not a punishment. Because a consequence is supposed to be like a natural cause and effect. So, and that's really the truth. Because there really isn't like a punishment like we imagine today, like the cop system or the IRS for the taxes, like we're waiting there to get you. Today, what's the only avera in the world? What's the only sin today? Don't get caught. That's the only sin.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, it's the only sin. Don't get caught. In today's physical, or if you get caught, make sure you have enough money to have a good lawyer. That's not the what? A person has to know the laws. A person has to know, not to be a shoygig. And as a person does a chet, we spoke about this. A person does a sin. They bring a animal sacrifice. How does an animal sacrifice work, Isaac? Why is it that if I sin, what does that mean? That I behaved in a selfish way, in a way that I didn't listen to my Creator. I didn't listen to the way I should live, and I listened just to myself, to what feels good, So then one day I wake up and I realize, hey, there's a Creator to the world, there's a way to life, and I've just been following my heart. So they say, oh, the time of the Beit HaMikdash, go bring an animal sacrifice. What is that going to do? How does that change me? What does that do to me? How is that fair? What? Why?
Because that's what the world's about.
But how? I should take responsibility for my actions. I should sit and I should do something. It depends. If you're looking at it from the Christian point of view, then there's no point of doing anything for a sin because in the sin you're not responsible. But if we're looking at it as Am Yisrael, that we assume responsibility for our actions. The person does something, they're responsible. They do tshuva. What did the animal? What did the animal do?
It symbolizes like that you put effort into something that, like, I don't know.
It symbolizes, right? It's a symbol. It's a symbolism also, but it's deeper because we said that we all have an animal inside of us. What is sin? Sin is when a person's mind, so to speak, like falls asleep on guard, and their animal just takes over. That's what's wrong about sin. What makes a sin a sin? Who made that? What makes something bad or good? Is there good? Right, but why? What makes some? Right, God is the ultimate decider, because if not, then there isn't good or bad. If there isn't an absolute, it's relative. The bad is relative to the good, and the good is relative to the bad. So the answer is there is bad in this world. The Creator created bad in the world, and the reason He created bad in the world is to give you the experience of good, because you can never experience good if you don't experience bad. The light only comes from the darkness.
Yeah.
It's like a little bit of stupidity that you have to experience in order to experience wisdom. You know, imagine you go into business and every person you meet is just like a smashing, beautiful business deal. You don't know, you're not going to know life. But if the first guy you meet is a crook, afterwards, forever and ever, you appreciate every honest person that you'll meet your whole life. The beauty of honesty. Right? Yeah. Yeah. What's a sin? What's a sin in essence? We said a person has inside it. But who is right? But the morals. So we have to understand that if there's no basic morals, then what's the morals? For example, if morally I feel that killing is a great way, I think that killing is great. It's the way of the jungle. It's survival of the fittest.
Then it is.
What?
Then it is to that person in their mind.
So right. So what you're saying is that there's no real good or bad. It will be all relative to the person.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that.
To that position.
People grew up in a very bad environment all life.
Yeah, but what's good and bad? Let's say if you grow up in what's.
Well, maybe it's just the bad is the darkness of the light.
It's true. So let's say cannibalism. Let's go a little extreme, right?
Yeah,
go a little nuts.
The whole life, killing people, eating them.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic thing. I think that imagine that one day people volunteer. Like, I think that someone should eat me. Someone greater than me. Someone smarter than me. Let my energy, instead of me, I'm such a this. Let someone greater than me eat me, and I'll live through them. I don't know. I could see people wanting to be eaten by great celebrities.
Maybe people have good nutrients and eat them.
Yeah. Okay.
Healthy stuff.
So is that okay? Does that make
human liver?
No, it doesn't make. Just because I could be used to something, it doesn't make it good or not good. Tzchak. But miss you too. How are you? I'm in the middle of shiur. Can we talk in 15 minutes? Perfect. 1 hour. Perfect. I'm gonna watch my meeting. So what makes something good and not good? In the ultimate definition, what's good is God Himself, Creator Himself. So something that's as if His truth would be good, something that would be the opposite of what He would be bad. That would be the ultimate definition of what good and bad is. So behavior that He tells us to behave, and things that He tells us to do is good, and things He tells us not good is not good. Now, inside of us, we have a human. Every one of us has a human self, a higher self, a mature, intellectual self, and a low, animalistic, selfish, into my ego, into my food, into whatever stuff that I like, my body, my pleasures. That this is obviously the struggle, the main struggle in life that we all experience inside ourselves. Our lower self pulling us down, the laziness, the depression, the eating, the just indulging in every pleasure and everything, just ego. And then you have a higher self that's be more mature, don't answer back, control yourself, push yourself a little bit. So when a person listens to their higher self, they're slowly making better choices and better choices, becoming more godly and more godly. Lat. If a person Chas v'Shalom doesn't, if they listen to their animal self, then they surrender to the animal self. So at that point, they have to take an animal. We said this many times, and when they take the animal, it's not the animal's fault, but they connected the animal on them. And when they do vidui, when they do confession on the animal, they're putting their hands on the animal. They're not yelling at the animal, you animal. They're yelling inside myself, you animal. Me. For the animal. The animal didn't do anything.
Why don't we sacrifice lions?
You should try.
Okay.
Great idea. Why do you sacrifice yourself? He's right. He's saying the poor animal didn't do anything. It makes more sense to sacrifice yourself. The answer is that the creator of the world is interested in life. And you're right. If you wanted the harsh judgment to be ruling the world, then harsh judgment will rule the world. The angelic judgment world. The second a person would sin, it would be like automatic. Like you don't need the cops. You just get a ticket to your house. You just get like on the spot. It could, but the creator, since he creates the world with mercy, does not have it with the same way this camera has a delay. So imagine that this delay is much more. So from the time you do the action, you're right, the angel of death is coming to you to give you what you deserve. But with his mercy, he's saying, I'm giving you time, because if not, the world cannot exist. If cause and effect would be immediate in the world, then that you do a sin, boom, lightning would come out from Shamayim. That's it, game over. That's Midat Adin. So Hashem says, you do tshuva, understand inside of you, and uproot inside of you the animalistic root that caused that behavior. That you do at home, not in the Beit HaMikdash. That you do while understanding why this sin happened. After you're done with that, then by actually bringing the sacrifice and completing the slaughtering of the animal, so inside yourself, it does the actual. So you're working on an outside animal, but you're doing a inside action in yourself, and this animal was created. A part of its creation was created for this. Contain these levels. So the animals actually get a great fixing in their cause, because when something does its function, then it reaches completion. This cup was created to drink coffee, so it was created in China and it spent months in a ship, and it was all that time it was not complete. Now it's complete, because now I'm drinking coffee. So it got to do its purpose. So an animal.
What animal would it? Does it matter what animal?
Yeah. Could be either a sheep.
Depends what the various is.
Well, all sacrifices are brought from there's only 7 types of animals. So it would be a cow, a sheep, a goat, or different types of birds. Donkey, no. Donkey is not kosher.
When you talking about good and bad, what's it called?
A goose is kosher, but they're not brought as a carbon. The only birds that are brought as sacrifices in the Beis HaMikdash are doves and pigeons,
Yeah,
in specific cases.
that's what he's talking about.
But the main sacrifices are sheep, goats, and cows.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a yachid. Fantastic. Mitzvah Kuf Chav Beis, 122. Actually, this is a great mitzvah. Wow, they're all great, but it's like some mitzvahs. Yeah. Mitzvat Edut, the mitzvah of testimony. What does this mean? If I witnessed a certain place, a transaction or an event, and now Beis Din wants me to testify. So it's not optional. Do you want to testify or not? You have a mitzvah to testify. Because if you were there and you saw it, You have to be the mitzvah to be involved. That means you can't hold back your testimony.
If you've got jury duty, you gotta do jury duty.
Jury duty. Hey, Weigelstein. Jury duty, jury in general, I don't know where it's holding. Like, how does that work? How does that work? Jury duty? Like how
you get it in the mail and it says you have to come, you have to go, otherwise
If you say you can't be there, they don't.
they don't do anything?
If you say you can't be there, you're out of
They're
town.
okay. Yeah. What? Or if you're racist?
Yeah, it's like going to the army and screaming "Nana."
But I didn't define what's racist, and I wanted to find like what's. But I'm not sure if I'm racist or not.
probably
According to today's definition, we're all racist.
What's and I wonder why it's
Looking down at a certain.
I think
They think we're racist because I'm an Iftar. That's a big deal.
looking down,
It's a big deal that we.
judging others.
I feel like if you call this guy ginger, I think that's racist.
no. If you say the R, it's wrong. Just say ginger. It's all good. Amen. This is it. That's what I want to say.
It's like nigga.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's a nigga.
Right? You're my nigga, but you're not a nigga.
Every language has
Oh.
there is whatever.
Ginger.
Don't
Don't do that.
That's not
It's like
racist.
nigga.
Racist,
And black people go, yo, what's
It's
up,
not
nigga?
not
We have
racist.
niggas.
That would I would call that like generalized.
If you say the R word, with an R,
It's context. If you
Then
mean it
that's
in a
like
bad
you're
way,
racist.
racist when it comes to
The N-word is
Screaming is not racism.
I'm saying
You can
same
be
same
racist
thing.
and sound racist. I'm talking what is racism in general? Like what is the belief that not all races are the same? Like
the way you present it, the way you say it.
Looking down at.
That's culture already.
not looking down.
Looking down
I'm
at
not
other
looking
races.
down or up.
Exactly.
I want to understand like, is the claim of racism that all races are similar? If a person claims that races are different than
Don't
each other?
discriminate. Don't be
Definition
an
of racist
a-hole.
has
What is
changed
that?
so many times you can't figure it out.
So what is it? How do you know if you are or not?
Because if
can't
you
define
hate
it, how do you know what
someone,
it is?
if you hate someone because of their color of the skin, it's wrong.
So don't be hating.
Hitler was a racist.
That's it.
He thought we should all be wiped out because
So, okay,
we're a
but that-
certain race,
So his,
not because we're
okay, so
people.
that's an extreme case of racism where he
That's
only
what
wants the Aryan race.
I don't think he's
He said
He's the one to kill people.
No, he
No,
said
he was
he
clearly
was clearly a racist
Hitler?
against the Jewish race.
Oh
I think
yeah.
that was
Oh
his
yeah.
point.
Not just Jews.
Not just Jews.
That's his way of getting in.
Anyone who wasn't
No,
into
no,
the
no.
Aryan race. It's more of your own thing. Like I'm Jewish and that's why I'm bigger and better than
Major Don.
that. Could
He
be
also hated
coming
black
off as
people. I
racist.
think.
Yeah. Hitler was it. Well, they
Didn't have to kill
Hitler,
them.
they created the concept of Superman. The Superman that we watch is the Nazi.
Good looking.
What?
Like this year is getting taken out of YouTube.
The Greeks, the Romans.
What?
Racism.
No, I want to know what it is. It's interesting for me because like people can get very intense about something, but they don't even know what it is. Like if you can't define something, how do you know if you are or not that?
So the new question they're asking is, what's a woman? It's a real question. People can't answer it.
What's a woman?
Because if they answer what's a woman, then they have
She
to
can have a
actually,
child.
They say if she feels like she's a woman, but then what's she feeling like? There's a whole zach on what is what nowadays. It never ends.
Okay, but
It's
that
an evolving. It's always evolving.
Uh-huh.
Anything else?
Yeah, but that's gonna get to the point where you can't have any conversation because everyone has a right
Prejudice
to
against
their
your
language and to their thing. Like,
a person who is prejudiced against or antagonist towards people based on their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group. Typically, one is that of a minority. We don't like your kind in here. Leave. You're black. Leave. You're Jewish. We don't want to do business with you.
Okay, but so that's
Racist. Guy, let's say, had a great business meeting with the guy, but he saw it payas, and he just says no, and you can
Yeah,
say,
I understand I know racism. Well, I know what it is. I'm trying to understand that. Okay.
What if a cat wants to be gay? They're allowed to.
No, the cat will never want.
Why not?
Only in the cities where people
Because they
are.
feel like I feel like a cow today. I feel like
There's
a
kids
cow.
in
Listen, if you
kindergarten
see
now.
cows, if you see cats
Yeah,
walking around
there's
spot
kids in-
mooing,
Yeah.
That you might find that in San Francisco.
You do see in fear of Toma. You see animals.
No, they say in those places
No,
they
no,
have
no,
they
no.
have the same things going on with animals.
They just copy humans. But the
Mitzvat edut. Mitzvat edut. The mitzvah to testify anything that comes by the Yada Mishosha mitzvah. This having everyone as a responsible witness when you know that you see something you're responsible as a תועלת גדולה לבני אדם.
Ezra Chaim could tell you a few racist situations. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's like 2 hours straight. Right?
So tell me when he's turning some black turns. That's the ways I'm running. Whenever they stopped, there's a set on the racist turn. That's why they were so weird. I kept thinking, I don't think they were really racist. These are
They target people that don't look normal.
What is going on over here? Who are these people?
It's not. No, it's
So
not.
we
It's
walk
not
into-
normal.
Okay, so I want to focus on the mitzvah edut is where it's nogah to us. So obviously there's a mitzvah for us to be an ed in the court. Anyone knows testimony to someone that they have to go to them.
I already
It's a
did that.
mitzvah, it's a chesed, it's a love. It's a sign, it's a sign of love, for sure.
What if you're lying?
You're lying, it's another
What if you're underage?
underage of what?
Of legalities to get in trouble for them. You just want to.
You won't get in trouble, it's still another. It's such a problem.
You say it's a mitzvah to testify. Is it an idea not to?
Yeah, so if you
If
know
it's a mitzvah to put a murder.
one second. If you know a testimony to someone, and they're saying, "Come to court, I need you to testify to me." You're the one that, yeah, whatever I say.
It's being recorded.
Whatever I say. Okay, Bogo, watch out. Being recorded, Bogo.
You can't lie to the manashura, yeah?
1 second.
Peace.
והעובר עליה, you hear this, Eli? ולא העיד בדיני ממונות שתבעו לעדות. Money, someone calls you and says, Eli, come to court, I need you to testify.
Shaykhad.
No, I need you to testify for a loan. No shaykhad, no crookedness.
Okay.
Reuven owes Shimon money, Shimon calls you from court. Eli, come down to court, I need you to testify. You know, you were there on the loan. Now you're saying, Eli koach, I'm on going on vacation, I'm going here, going. No, you have a mitzvah the Araisa. You know a testimony, you have a mitzvah deraisa to go to court. And if you don't, you're bitel aseva onsho gadol meod. Big onesh gadol. Why? Ki bekoach ha'edut itkaimu ha'yishuvim. Because of testimony, that causes yishuv ha'olam. That causes trust. That causes there to be trust in the world. And because there's trust, azov otcha achshav. We're talking ideal world. Don't look down there what you see. You don't look at what we see here. You don't see anything in this world. You don't know what's going on. Kol b'seder. But we learn mitzvahs, you're learning what is supposed to be. Now, don't look at what's happening in the world now. Everyone knows what's happening in the world. Proper testimony is fixing the world. Right? Because I know, hey, I borrowed money, but I know Chaim was there. I'm trusting the whole time that Chaim's going to back me up. If I need him, he's going to come to court, he's going to testify. This is what allows people to have businesses, to keep trust, all these things. So if a person doesn't want to give witness, that means it's an attitude of destruction. It's an attitude of selfishness that cannot cause trust between people. But in a deeper way, I want to focus on this mitzvah and edut. And every day we say Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. We know that this Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad is the shayrish of our emunah. It's the foundation of our emunah. We believe in our Hashem. He's our creator. There's only one. No matter what happens, we're even Musel Nefesh, we'll give up our life to him. This Shema has two big letters in it. Ayin, Shema is Shin Mem Ayin, Agroisa Ayin, Metagroisa Dalet. The big Ayin and the big Dalet, what does it spell out, Isaac? Ayin, Dalet. What word does it spell out?
Ichdaf.
Ichdaf.
Mine is echt.
ADD. Aid, right? What is it? Aid. Aid is a witness. Every day when you say Shema once in the morning and once at night. Every day you testify.
AD.
What? 4 times a day. Really, we say it right 4 times a day. Once in Korbanos in the morning, and then Shema. Then Ma'ariv, and then Shema Lamita. But the Raisa, the 2 times of the day, is B'Shachlecha V'Kumecha. It's in the morning and at
Is that
night.
the whole Shema, or it's just the first part of technically the Raisa?
The first pasuk for sure is
Right.
depends on the Kriya Shema. The Kriya Shema of Shachas and Ma'ariv, you have to do all 3 properly. The Kriya Shema of Korbanos is only the Shema, only the pasuk Shema. Shema and Baruch Shem. So that's for the and
That's the mitzvah Darai, so the brachos and everything.
Ma'apel is the full one of the Ari, which is the whole all 3. But so in Shema, we testify to Hashem every day. We testify, Idis, as it says in the pasuk, Atem Eidai. You are my witnesses. Who testifies to Hashem? Right? It's the King to the world. Who's testifying? Who's standing in the world screaming Yesh Melech? Ginger. Every time when we stand up and we scream Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, what we're saying that even though we see so much in the world, we don't care. We close our eyes and we testify that the Rak Echad, everything is just one. This is the omek of the mitzvah of edut, not to be in edut shekel, to realize that we are active witnesses in this world. We're active partners of Hashem. We're not just sitting here watching the game. We're not just fans, right? If you're a fan, you're watching the game. So if the game's good, you're relaxing, you're chilling. If the game's not good, you run out to get your car out first so you don't hit traffic. But if you're a player, you can't. If your team's if you're not doing well, you can't just leave the game. You're a player. You got to stay there the whole time. You're involved. You're inside. We're players. We're not fans. You're a fan?
I like to watch.
I know that feeling of losing.
You like to watch because you know you're playing.
I know that feeling of getting blown out of the league.
What?
Get destroyed in a game, and you're like, "We'll come back. We lose the game,
Right.
but we're in it."
We're 1-8. We're 1-8. You're saying, Simcha saying a good question. You're 1-8. You're 1 with this. It's not. You're right. You are 1. You can't do more. You can't make yourself 2. But you could testify in the morning and at night. And the morning and at night is the times where the worlds are changing. That's when it shifts from day to night. You say, oh, it looks like changing. Nothing's changing. Comes night. It looks like it's changing, going from day to night. Nothing's changing. Every time that the seasons change, day to night, night to day, that's when we stop and we say, it looks like everything's changing and there's a lot going on. But we're here to testify. Not just us, me and all my friends. Not just today. Since Avram Avinu, forever and ever, we all stood around Yerushalayim, wherever we were. You were in America, if you were in the place, wherever you were, you always faced Yerushalayim. Look at us. Look, it's amazing. If you think of our nation, next time you stand to daven Shemona Esrei Chaim, think about this. You're standing. Kagan Shemona Yerushalayim. Standing. You think it's just you. Every year is standing now. Focus to Yerushalayim is our heart. And imagine that Am Yisrael has been doing this for all of history. It's so exciting when you realize that you're a part of like a massive team that's been doing the same thing. Not just one person now just facing Yerushalayim.
So why do you all go east, Mizrach?
We go east in Chutz La'aretz because
We go south. We go south.
In Tzfat we daven south.
That way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's west.
No.
No.
Narrative.
So if you're on that side, usually face that way.
Yeah, if you're in Eilat, you daven north.
Really?
Yeah.
Of course.
It's only called Mizrach because of where we grew up.
Yeah, it's only so. For example, over here, Kabbalah Shabbos in the car. We see this a lot. So Kabbalah Shabbos you daven straight, and then B'Yom Shalom you turn around. Yeah, everyone's reversed. Why does everyone turn around B'Yom Shalom?
This way.
What? To receive the Shabbos. What side are you supposed to turn to? To the women's section? The other one. Whatever face, the other way. No, you're supposed to, Al Pi Kabbalah, you're supposed to face, we receive the Shabbos facing Ma'arav, west. Ma'arav, west. That's where the Shekhinah is. So in Chutz La'aretz, when you're davening Mizrach, you're facing east. So Kabbalah Shabbos, you face Marav, you turn around totally the other way. But in Tzfat, when you're davening south, so you don't turn around, you turn this way. But you have to turn. That's where the Shekhinah is.
First 2 guys, I was a little confused.
Yeah.
Because everybody as well, a lot of people all just turn around that way. So everybody's like turning different
They come to
ways.
Tzfat, they're the same. Tzfat people even turn the other way. They don't know what's going on. So that's the Emek. If you have to know, Isaac, who are we? I'm Israel. Who are we in a deep way? We are witnesses. We are a nation of witnesses.
A nation of victims.
Of victims.
Witnesses.
Okay.
Now we've got a minute, we should get markets.
No, you don't need it. No. You don't give. You're never giving testimony to yourself. So I said, the aid that you're giving it with the rest of the sled, wherever you want. And the way you give it once in the morning and once at night. That's the 2 aidim. It's the 2 testimonies that you're giving together. Go up with the rest of the testimonies on the side. All the davening in Shemayim go up at the same time. The davenings all wait. There's a malach that waits for all the davenings. When the last davening, after the last guy is done, then he takes all the davenings to Shemayim and makes a certain. Then he brings them down. Then they all go up. Everything goes up together. Women are pasalei. This is a whole topic that will be like a little intense to get into today. You know. Ein anashim betorat edut lekalut da'atan. That means that a woman is not kosher to be a witness on anything. There's certain issues where they're not. Yeah, we got the gittin and need all this there, but we got money and stuff like this. We got proper aidus. Right? Nashim datam kala.
It's going to be a problem.
What?
It's going to get them.
Oh, Mike.
It's just to pick you up.
We got a mic.
The wind also picked up.
Last?
Wasn't fun? Yeah, nothing was fun. Serious guy.
Serious.
Only upgrading it.
He's my producer. He's not gonna allow such a video to you.
No, we want to see how it works today. Yeah, can you even use your headphones?
Huh?
Even headphones are good. You can just get an earpiece in there, and it will work.
Okay,
Why
boys.
would you need a headphone?
Because then you just got a mic. Yeah, Bluetooth little mic.
You're not going to the wedding, right?
I'm not going to the wedding. I don't think I'm gonna go to the wedding. How many guys want to go?
I would go if it's a ride. I'm not going to go to that.
Yeah, basically, because I want to go to Jerusalem on Sunday, so I don't want to go back twice.
Always one of the main things about coming back to Shabbos, he lost his phone. Not true. Maybe just ride back home.
No, there's
I
no
want to
way.
go.
No, something else.
That's something maybe to bring everyone.
Huh?
No, I think it's fine. It's not bad.
They said to bring everyone. I'm not the ones,
I know, I just want to see how it goes.
Right?
Only the audio, see if it's clear.
But let's see how
Save
everyone's
it,
going.
send it people just to get.
I'm not going either way, but it's just the way that
Yeah, now I've got everything. I'm using a cool app that can put banners up, say stuff, wait, give a timer on there. Yeah, it can, I think it can do everything. Professional recorder.
You know this is recording.
Right here, professional live stream right here.
There is no rhythm, so it's not as calm as it is.
I'm gonna got some good internet. And obviously I'll switch around. Hopefully.
So you're recording in that post. You don't.
It's like you go on the I put it, it's on YouTube. I put on go on your phone. You got your phone with you? Go on your phone.
What's the?
I put a link on the I don't know, but put the link on the
So actually, the Gabe Edus, there's certain things that make a person puzzle Edus. A person that is like an official bum in the language of Chazal is puzzle Edus. He's such a bum, he can't be a witness. If you want to say someone's a bum in the language of Chazal, he's not valid as a witness. So this disqualifies him. It's a legal position.
You get money?
What?
And you need money?
Yeah, he's disqualified as a witness.
Now these go into background checks.
So no, as I'm saying, not everyone could be a witness. A person who walks naked in the street. Not naked like in the birthday suit like we have. It's a person that's walking around like in a way that's not, or eating in the street. People that don't have any dignity, any pride to their own selves, so you don't trust. Why would you trust him not to lie? Like he doesn't care. He's a cheap person. So like his whole word is disqualified. So the things that a person should do to behave, stay with menshla, not to be puzzle edus. One of the things is very to eat in public. Interesting.
Okay,
Of goyim, no. It takes tzedakah from goyim for hesed. I mean, there's certain. As long as a person is behaving with a certain like respect to himself, and you see like as your Shemayim, you could trust his words. Once a person is not, then it's possible. We have to big Indian. You have to make sure in this inyan that we have to be not possible edus, because we're all edim. We're all edim of witnesses. We're all witnesses. In the same way, Chaim, you're not going to go to court and you say, "Who's your witness?" You say, "Yeah, I have a friend, Johnny or something." No, you're not going to call up a friend to witness if you doesn't have a good personality, a good character, because it's going to be a horrible. The court's not going to look at him. It's going to be a work even worse for you. You're bringing this junkie to testify to your Mashiach to testify that you're not a criminal.
Start singing a song.
They come to court, yeah. Okay, so the same we have to make sure. Yeah. So interesting. At that time, Anashim Bezuyin Beyoser was such a big embarrassment to eat in public. If a person was walking around the street eating a loaf of bread, it would be considered that he's not much like hustle edus.
You go to the bakery and buy a bag of cookies.
You know, bakery, stand by any falafel shop. Like,
get cookies and you walk down back and just quick grab a cookie and eat it. That's
today's standard.
That's right. Yeah.
But this is no joke. For example, you go to Chasana. Hey, this is very nagaya. You go to Chasana. Who's the most important person in the Chasana? Chusin Kala. The Rebbe. After the Chusin Kala. Not the Rebbe, not the Masada Kiddushin, the big Rebbe that they give to all the kibbudim. The Eidim. Because if a man is Mekadesh a woman without Eidim, let's say right now, tell your wife,
Someone calls up.
You're Mekadesh your wife, and now you say, who's the Eidim? Oshiyasal and Chanyan. And then you chap that they were related, they're brothers. Kiddushin is not good.
The brothers?
Oh,
buddy.
The years the brothers, since they're born. That would be pasule edut. Once the most
we don't
important,
know about
they can't be. The Lama Shana if you don't know. The Mafreya, the Kiddushin will not be touched.
So there's people calling up Aiden that are potentially possible all day.
There's people that are called. Some people do it on purpose. Shalom. Until today, different rabbis that get called to call them couples that you know are going to get married but are not going to get divorced. That means that if you know a couple is going to get married and not get divorced, then you marry them off in a way that they're not married. Because if he marries her right now and he has 2 kosher Edom and a real Kiddushin, she's really his wife. Now it's not going to work out. Divorce, they don't go to the rabbis. Divorce, they settle in court because it's money, it's balagan. They don't go to the rabbis who do divorces. They get a get. But then divorce is courts.
How's it afraid that
So that she's Ashes Ish. She's going to go get married to no one else, and she's still married to the first guy because the court divorce is not a real divorce.
So they allow them to get married with
no, so what they do is so they're not asking you. They invite you to the wedding now. They're not asking you, Rabbi, should we marry each other or not? They're marrying each other, man. They've been living each other 10 years already. They're marrying each other. What do? You're gonna marry them off. So what do? Oh, see, what a great chatuna! Come, the brother of the chatan and the brother of the kala are gonna be the.
But what about if you just have? What if you have a B'nai Akiva situation where
And
a
a
kid says,
bracha
"I read
l'batali,
it without just sleep with the ice cream cone," and there's 8 in there.
We do it. And it's happened loads of times.
I know.
And that's why we got to feed him.
So we do it on purpose. On purpose, you take Edom that are wrong. So the Kiddushin are not chal. They're not mamish married to each other, and then there's no problem with it. They're living with each other, just not without Chubah Kiddushin. But there's no problem. There's no problem on Zera. The main problem is on Zera, not the.
So what are they Makadosh? Yeah. They're not.
No, they were living
Are
with
they
each other.
married?
They're not.
The kids are mamzerim.
No, man and woman that get together and have a kid, the kid is on a mountain. If the woman is
So wait, if you can acquire a woman in 3 ways, why do you even need it?
Right.
it is no way.
Well, that's like
Everything.
You don't go out halacha like that, but I'm saying, was there ever a time where you didn't need Avis and it was just 1 or 3 ways? So then they go in and then that's it.
no one's seeing it.
No one don't see it.
You want to see the view.
Well, then go.
Rev Avshi to see.
What about in the Gemara? He says that Tyra. It's only 1/8.
No, it wasn't that. He went in there
To see Tyra.
To see Tyra. It wasn't else. Eidos.
Talks about it when you're married before and not married, same place together, long enough.
So this is good. This should be good.
It doesn't seem like it's
Look, it goes upside down every time.
What?
Also, try to put it on this side so you can see the view. Next time.
We're in topic when you're not married.
The separate food, man.
This was a big question for me.
What?
Ah,
but the idea. So
So,
Description, yeah. The last time you know,
No, the best
Sheet 1.
No, the best thing to do is to put the numbers of the mitzvah. Say for a kind of mitzvah 123.
and you can see them all.
Yeah.
But how many mitzvahs? You don't know how many mitzvahs you're gonna do. No, in one sheet.
Oh no, I don't know. So you can put mitzvah 124, 125, 26.
Just feel how.
Yeah, really, just the mitzvah.
I'll do it this way because then you get a beautiful view.
Yeah, the view.
can I ask a
Yeah,
quick question on
But
Saifa?
yeah,
There's in the first part, in the first half, it says
this clue
that the gospel announces like an attaching for bias east and southern. So the bias I can understand wherever you end up living.
just
Isha I can understand wherever you end up marrying. Sada I can understand on the like my what I'm thinking it is that it's that it's whatever a person's supposed to make is divvied out every Rosh Hashanah. Is it like that, or is every Rosh Hashanah it's decided?
It's different. That's so the plan is kol yom. The Gemara says kol yom bat kol tzibur.
So how does that pair together? By Isha Sada, if it's all 40 days before.
What?
If it says 40 days, it says 40 days before the baby's born. 3 things are called bias, Isha, and Sada. So what does Sada mean?
No, the Gemara says not 40 days. 40. That's 40 every day. The Gemara says bring the Quran.
Simple. The face needs to be in the middle.
I've done the same thing.
The wide camera facing the view a little bit, maybe the buildings also, so we know it's inside. You know what I'm saying? Not only views, also buildings. But what's so funny? Man?
Trees and cows.
But yeah, there's a lot of cows down there.
Yeah, I've been up
No, this is what we're gonna do is when we go out to like caves and stuff, we'll do like natural, just like
Make sure you have
broadcasting from
internet.
shape, broadcasting from yours.
But you can always upload it. You can always just record it and upload it. I think it's better.
Call and upload live.
Upload it late night so they get the shit.
Rev Avshi can just send the link every share. I'll send him the link, and then he'll just send it to everybody who wants to come listen. So if people feel like they be coming to share rather than just like putting on a share. So you can have both. You have both.
Then we can make streams of chills, like guitar chills.
You can do always in the show, always live, and you can
There's no limitations, and it's so easy. They use TV. It used to be like big cameras.
This is literally TV.
This is TV. This is on the internet. It means that people in Mexico can see it. People
That
in
link,
freaking
you can
Africa
send
can see
anybody
it.
that link right now and see it and listen to us.
People in Gaza can listen.
Yeah.
Anybody on YouTube right now will find it.
Listen to this.
That's
Anybody-
what I'm trying to say, man.
You have two streamers.
Hey, how do you say peace in Arabic?
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam, man. I love salami. Everything is fine.
By the way, they'll always say Matthew.
Please don't kill us.
That's racist.
Please don't kill us, man. I like to live. Don't kill us.
Only to
thing I'm
Jews,
asking.
they won't say it back.
Do whatever you want. Just don't kill us. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? You won't convenience stores in
No.
New York? I go here,
Yeah,
sound like
any devout Muslim will not answer it back.
You called me. I saw it. Couldn't pick up.
Try it out.
done it. Works.
Yeah.
And I've said the N word to black people too, and it works. Right?
It's great.
It's just the way you do it, and how you do it, and the context of it.
And what they're feeling about you that day.
Yeah,
as well.
basically. There's a lot of things that come in. Right? It's a feeling you can do it.
It's too little, man.
As long as you have the gun in your backpack.
You know, it's a little direct.
So what's your question?
The question is, if it's biased, you should say that 40 days before a person's born is called out, then how does the sada work? Is it divvied out every year, or is it before? I mean, that's the only thing.
Yeah, like other land.
Like, if based on being good boy, bad boy, I don't know. You're born.
Why is it constitution?
No, I'm saying that's the only thing I heard till I saw this tomorrow was that with every Rosh Hashanah we go, but what's the before that? There's no
Yeah,
one-
your Rosh Hashanah is not that year where you're going to get. You're not going to get.
Rosh Hashanah,
That's-
this is different, but Rosh Hashanah is the shadow for the year. And then
Right.
another Gemara says that every day lasts. That's
So this my question is what
This is
what
40
about
days.
40 days before a person's born that's a son?
so I'm telling you, there's basketballs at different levels.
Right.
The person before they're born, so like their whole life is gonna come to them. But that's 40 days before they're born. Hashem, like, because it shows them everything, the bias, the issue, the sada, everything of their private life. And how does it come into the world? So this is Rosh Hashanah. That's when it's decided. And every day there's a basketball. Every day there's a din for that day.
From that gospel from 40 days,
Like
every
the-
day is it
No,
done?
the 40 days here is a person's private before they enter this dimension. So 40 days before that.
What's the ultimate? Is that what it means?
what?
Like,
No,
what's the ultimate that they can tap
no, that
into?
means that no, not the ultimate. It means that their tikkunim are going to be through this fire, through this isha, this sun. This is going to be their
Meaning in what they're working, not necessarily what they make.
no earnings. Not money.
So that's what I'm wondering. Is it about money and then it gets divvied up, or it's about what job you're gonna have? You're gonna work
No,
with.
it's not about money. It's about how and where with who you're going to do your tikkunim.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
That's your tikkunim. Now, how much shefa are you going to get? That's the din of Rosh Hashanah, the din of the year. And then that's divided into 12 months. Every Rosh Chodesh is also Rosh Hashanah. Every Rosh.
The sada
And
is
every
much-
day.
the sada in this case is much more important to the person's own.
Your
Avodah, right?
Your sada, like your.
Got it.
Like Hashem, before you came to the world, like Coach Baruch Magdim Refuah Maka, like all these kalim that you're gonna need.
I just thought it's like a good bitachon share, it's already set, but There's so many on those Rosh Hashanah, when you're saying the day-to-day things that I'm like,
Every day is,
interesting.
You know what I told him? Because we're losing on here. You know what I'm saying?